Welcome. We're going to start with a bit of an attunement just to sink into the body. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, you're welcome to whatever's safe and comfortable for you. And notice what's going on inside your own skin. Notice the air coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'd like to invite you to begin to settle and begin to rest the body with some conscious attention just to relax the body. And noticing the places in the body that are moving or where there's some extra tension. Let's just smile into the body in those places. And with each exhale, just allow a little bit more relaxation. Find yourself in a place in nature. It could be a place that you remember, some place in the physical world that you remember, or a place of your imagination. Perhaps there's trees, or an open meadow, or a beach, or a mountaintop. See where you feel drawn today. What is your sacred place that's calling you? And notice the sensations in the body and how the interaction with this sacred environment is connecting you, moving through you, moving through the breath. And we have a fun tradition of walking down a path. You can let your sacred place be with you and just settle and just dissolve if you wish and begin to walk down a path, noticing the place where your feet connect to the earth, the sounds of creatures, and perhaps they're in the underbrush and the trees, sound of running water, cool water. Maybe there's the sound of the ocean, even just an ocean sound. In any case, we're walking together separately, walking on our own individual paths. We come to a clearing in the forest and we can see there's a fire burning. So we walk towards the fire and find our place by the fire, a place that's surrounded by stones, the stone beings. We give thanks for the stones, for all that they do, for the way they contain the fire, the sacred fire. Feel their silence. Hear the whispering of the trees around us, the circle of sacred trees, the sacred grove that holds us in a safe space. We offer gratitude for the trees and for their beauty, their tangible forms and their energy, and not for all the plants and the way that they connect the earth and the sky. Just like humans, we have a way of connecting the earth and the sky. Just give thanks for the plants. And we invite the animals and any animals that wish to be here. Let's just take a pause, whether they make themselves known or they wish to remain hidden. We give thanks for the animals. We invite the ancestors, benevolent ancestors, the shining ones, future generations. We give thanks for all of life and sinking to a little deeper relaxation just from this sense of gratitude. And we have a special playful invitation to the dolphin. We invite the dolphin, whether that be through the memory of an experience of the dolphin or the spirit of the dolphin. And I'm going to read a little passage from Jamie Sam's writing on the dolphin. And then I'll offer a little prayer from the Dolphin Contemplation of the Dream Arc, the beautiful Dream Arc written by Richard Rudd, part of the Gene Keys transmission. But first, let's just pause for a moment, just listen to the dolphin energy, just feel, maybe allow the dolphin smile to come to your mouth. There's a beautiful little poem that begins the transmission in the medicine cards. Dolphin, breathe with me, breathe of the divine. Breathe in me, breath of the divine, manna of the universe. In oneness we entwine. So see if you can just feel through the breath the oneness. This word manna is the key word given in this transmission of the dolphin. And she writes, Dolphin speaks to us of the breath of life, the only thing that humans cannot go without for more than a few minutes. We can live without water and food for days. but oxygen is the source of our sustenance. Within the breath, we encounter the rhythm of energy that all life emits. In changing the rate or rhythmic texture of our breath, we can tap into any other life form or creature. This is a very easy way to connect with divine energy coming from Great Spirit, as well as with our own personal rhythms. Dolphin is the keeper of the sacred breath of life and teaches us how to release emotions through dolphin breath. Dolphin creates rhythm, swimming through the water and breathing before submerging, then holding its breath for the duration of the underwater travel. As dolphin comes above water again, it blows its breath out in a manner resembling the popping of a cork. We can use this same technique to pull the stopper on our tensions and create total relaxation. This is a good exercise to use before entering the silence. Rather than read the whole transmission here, let's just practice this. Let's have a playful practice, going a little deeper with our breath. So we're going to breathe together, but we're also going to breathe at our own rate and in our own level of comfort, depending on your lung capacity. But I'd just like to invite the dolphin breath as a shamanic breath, which is a breathing into a count, for example, 4 or 10 or 20 or whatever is comfortable for you in your rate of counting. And then holding for the same count, and then releasing for the same count, and then pausing perhaps for the same count. Again, as you wish, as is comfortable for you. So let's take a moment just to breathe and hold this intention of releasing what is ready to be released, of the tension, of the emotion. So we're going to breathe in, hold for a moment, and release. Just a rhythmic breath. Breathing in, hold, and release. Breathing in, hold, and release. And we'll breathe another 2 or 3 times just on our own without me prompting, because we can all be going at our different paces. But see if you can keep a rhythm, steady, even rhythm. And towards the end, the last breath, I'd like you to release with a double breath. And I'll just demonstrate. You can do it 2 or 3 times as well. Breathing in and holding for a period, and then stopping the breath. And a double breath. One more time. And just let go and go back to your natural breathing, however nature wants to breathe you. And now for this prayer for manifestation and divine service, which is from the dream arc contemplation of Dolphin, and also attributes to the 7 sacred seals. And so as you feel into your own body and this sense of purpose, a sense of manifesting your wholeness, your health, your love into the world. Join me with this prayer of manifestation and divine service. Angels and beings of the higher worlds, please help me to bring this wish into form. I ask this thing in order to align more deeply with my higher purpose, and so that I can be of greater service to the whole. Please help me to manifest the very highest possible potential within the limitations of this form. Purify my aura constantly in order for the higher forces to work through me. I make my body, heart, and soul available for your pure emanations. Make me an instrument of your wisdom, your love, your truth. Angels and beings of the higher worlds, please help me to bring this wish into form. I ask this thing in order to align more deeply with my higher purpose, and so that I can be of greater service to the whole. Please help me to manifest the very highest possible potential within the limitations of this form. Purify my aura constantly in order for higher forces to work through me. I make my body, heart, and soul available for your pure emanations. Make me an instrument of your wisdom, your love, and your truth. Now we'll pause and I'll read one more time. If there's some specific manifestation that is present for you, feel free to invite it in, playfully invite it, playfully and reverently. Angels and beings of the higher worlds, please help me to bring this wish into form. I ask this thing in order to align more deeply with my higher purpose so that I can be of greater service to the whole. Please help me to manifest the very highest possible potential within the limitations of this form. Purify my aura constantly in order for higher forces to work through me. And make my body, heart, and soul available for your pure emanations. Make me an instrument of your wisdom, your love, your truth. Om, peace, amen. And so it is.
Wow, thank you, David. I am so relaxed that I almost forgot what I was going to share as my story. It's Kasia here. I guess I'm still landing. That was really beautiful, and I love the synchronicities because I actually wrote this prayer about 2, 3 weeks ago, and I put it on my desk. I found it, or it found me within the dream arc, and I was just like, I really wanted and needed that word to remind me and to be even more the instrument. So thank you for bringing it. And I love the synchronicities like that. So I'm gonna keep coming back to it. I love it, really, really love it. And my story of Dolphin is really connected to us with dolphins, so as humans and dolphins connection. I just sort of was browsing and searching what would I like to share, and I was inspired by when I was reading about dolphin from Dreamark, from Richard Rudd. The really one sentence that stood out for me was that the biggest dream of dolphin is to become human, and that just blew my mind. I was just thinking, okay, hold on. So if this magnificent, beautiful, wise creature, the biggest dream of theirs is to be us, then there must be something really good about us that they really want this. And then I found this amazing story that on the 11th of January in 2013, a bunch of divers in Hawaii were off the shore and they were just like diving, and all of a sudden this bottleneck dolphin arrived at their site, and it wasn't playful. It was actually more trying to get their attention. So it was really like circling around them and sort of was tilting to one side. And it turns out that he had the divers approached him, he allowed them, and it turns out that he had the fishing hook and the line like really stuck in between his side of his face and one of the fins. So he was basically asking the divers to actually help him. And he was so steady. He wasn't like flinching with fear from them. And it was a wild dolphin. It wasn't a trained one. So the divers just approached him very gently, removed the hook and the line, and the dolphin allowed them. And even at one point, apparently, one of his fins just to help, and within the cooperation of removing this hook, which was just like when you read this, and this is a true story. There are actually videos of it, so you can go and find it and really have a look because it's beautiful, and it also shines the light on the humans who actually protect these beautiful, animals and the wildlife around. So, and basically they call him Notch because he was missing one of the notches at the back. That's from what I understood. And they were just wondering if Notch will come back, if he will just survive. And then in 2014, he had like actually a scar next to his like left eye, I think. So he was quite recognizable. And 2014, they just were diving again, and there he was, like coming and circling around them, which is such a joyful, beautiful story. And all the researchers and scientists, they were really testing it and trying to see like that was a representation of really higher intelligence to ask for help, but also to sort of cooperate with humans. And to that level, they actually really studied because they had this amazing footage. They actually studied further what was going on. So that story is so beautiful on so many levels, and yet it flips and plays in my mind that there is also the other side, that why the dolphin even got the hook there, it's like that side of us, of that humanity, that do they really want to be us? But then they do, because then there's all these stories, the beautiful stories, the stories of connection, and it just shows that we are really one breath, one ether, one plasma, one everything that just interconnects us. And I really love that story, really touched my heart. So that's what I wanted to share for the dolphin today. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassia. That was beautiful. This is Anne here. Um, I told my story of swimming with dolphins in New Zealand in the episode called Being Inspired by Sea Creatures about 7 months ago. So I'm not going to go there, but it just all this looking at the dolphins really brought me back to that whole experience. And just a beautiful, beautiful connection with these animals. And their playfulness is really what always comes back to me, and the joy that they emanate to us. And so today, I'm remembering the excitement, wonder, and joy when dolphins arrive and surf on the bow waves of your boat. And they always appear like magic. It's, you never know. You just never know. And then suddenly you realize you have these companions who are playful and curious, jumping alongside the boat. And it's everybody on the boat gets excited. So it's just like this immediate raising of all our frequencies. It's so beautiful. And they leap out of the water with such ease and grace and then plunge back into the water in such a beautiful, graceful arc. Um, they fill my heart with a sense of adventure, and I feel so, so connected to them. So that's just like the memories of that are just a place I'll go when, when I'm feeling a little bit down or off or anything, and I'll just think about being at a beach and watching dolphins out in the water or seeing a video of that, or or being on a boat and having them approach, which is just, as I say, so magical. Um, so here I live in Victoria, British Columbia, on Vancouver Island, and in the waters of a place called Johnson Strait, located between the northeast part of Vancouver Island and the mainland BC, we see the Pacific white-sided dolphins. And the Pacific white-sided dolphins travel in large pods of, they could be like 12 of them, or there could be 100 dolphins. And they, even when they're, I believe this would only happen in the way offshore, they will sometimes come together in super pods that are like 1,000 dolphins. So they're just so interesting. So if you've ever seen those videos of the dolphins racing along together and the water is like just white with spray as they leap along and the speed is breathtaking and they're so synchronized, it's just astounding. And so the researchers tell us that they're constantly chattering to each other, clicking and whistling, and that they're always in this constant communication as they're traveling along in these large numbered pods. So that connection, that staying connected, that staying synchronized, the unity of it is just like, it's mind blowing, and it's such a great uh, just excitement and raising and joyful experience to see it. So even just watching it on a video on YouTube is like, makes you excited and happy, or makes me that way. So I did a little research on things, and these dolphins, they hunt at night. And I think most dolphins, they hunt at night, and they eat squid and shrimp and small fish. And the reason they hunt at night is because these prey move up closer to the surface in the water column at night. So they go deeper down during the day and they come up at night. And so the dolphins tend to hunt at night. And their daytime is for socialization and play. And they move great distances in their pods. So here on the island, that Johnson Strait is a passage, but they'll come inshore for a while and then they'll go offshore, and several times through the summer. So they travel great distances. In the winter, they head down to California. So, and then so that's the Pacific white-sided dolphin. And then off Victoria, we can see other members of the dolphin family. We see Dale porpoises that can swim up to speeds of 55 kilometers per hour, and they really enjoy bow surfing beside the boats. And the smallest is the harbor porpoise, a shy, shallow water swimmer. And then the largest dolphin is the big orca, who is a transient in the area, and they hunt marine mammals versus our southern residents orcas who eat salmon. So although we call the orcas whales, they are part of the dolphin family. So that was a little bit of my sort of like just research on them, and I've always been interested in dolphins and just the thrill of them. So, and then I went into the dream arc, and Dolphin is related to Gene Key 27, and it's communal altruism, and it's in trio with the shark and the wild turkey. So I'm going to read a little bit of the dolphin's guidance. Our message to you is to appreciate what you are, not to waste a single moment of your life, and to live in gratitude for each day and what it brings. You live in a time of vast change. You do not need to go out and change the world. All you need do is direct the flow of creativity as it pours through you. Use our dolphin freedom to open up your heart and imagination to what is possible. This will be our healing journey together. What you dream now can actually happen. Then adapt your daily life gently towards this new vision. We are keepers of Gaia, you humans, and we dolphins. We are partners. As we hold the high frequencies in the oceans, you anchor them onto the land, into the earth, into your relationships, communities, and societies. We create creatures of Gaia are but words in the great book of life. Be a word of joy, be a word of hope, be a word of connectivity. Let love pour through your soul. This message for me brings words to the sensations I feel when I see dolphins surfing. And it's just pure joy and love for life.
That was so beautiful. I just want to thank you both. And thanks for bringing in the aspect of the orca as a dolphin. This came up in another conversation this week, and it really is you know it really is interesting, and I just love the energy of uh, the crossover between dolphin dreaming human and human dreaming dolphin, and this energy of they're such wonderful teachers. When you were sharing about the way they feed at night, I hadn't really considered that. But every time I sort of hear a fact like that, it it morphs and metamorphs in my thoughts and feelings into, well, this is sort of like could be like a metaphor for, the way humans are purifying and cleansing the emotional realm so much at night and during the dream time in order to be um, learning to commune and get along with each other during the day. So I'm complete, and I really appreciate you both.